Okay, well, we'll get going here. I think we've got most of the folks we're expecting are in, and I'd like to welcome everybody here this afternoon to our webinar, and thank you for joining us. We're going to talk today about the program that's undergoing right now up at our Hook Lake project. This is sort of a follow-on to the webinar we held last month, where we talked about the entire Patterson Lake District, the whole uranium district that we see unfolding right now, starting with the Triple R deposit through the Arrow, through our Spitfire, and continues on well into the basin. What we want to spend a little bit more time on today is specifically our project, Spitfire, and our Hornet to the north, and just give you a sense as to where we've come from, and what sort of work we've been doing, what we've been seeing, and what we hope to be able to demonstrate this coming winter as we move into it. Our Vice President of Exploration, Scott Frostad, will be going through this year's program and give you sort of a highlights as to where we're going. And again, at the end, by all means, if you want to, you'll see our email addresses. You're more than welcome to send us questions, and we will respond accordingly. Anyways, with that, I'll hand it over to Scott.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Technical difficulty here. There we go. Okay, the first slide here, it just shows our location on the southern side of the Athabasca Basin, off to the west there. The drill program we're going to be running in early 2017 has already started. We initiated drilling on December 14th. The camp is now open, and we expect to be drilling for 4 months altogether. The total budget we have is $5,500,000. We plan to drill 13,000 meters with approximately 32 holes. That's using 400 meters per hole, and the size of this program is about 2 times the amount that we drilled last year. We're looking at here is an aerial view down on the Patterson Lake corridor. The orange lines here at the top of the page shows the where we believe the corridor to be, and the pink line is what we consider to be the controlling shear zone along the corridor. Below this plan map, we have a section. And the section shows the Triple R off to the far left, and it also shows the arrow. And then there's some small red points there. Those are the intercepts that we have had to date around the Spitfire zone. So you can see off to the right-hand side, the sandstone gets much thicker, and drilling will get more expensive as the drilling continues off to the northeast. There is obviously a lot of room for drilling in this area for exploration. This is a close-up of the area with mineralization discovered to date. Again, it's got the Triple R and the arrow. The Spitfire zone, as you are probably well aware of, we hit 10.3% U3O8 over 10 meters at the end of our last drill program. In the meantime, this summer, NextGen discovered the Harpoon. That was an intercept close to our claim line, and to the far right of that section over in this area, that's an intercept that we're now calling the Hornet. That is also at a fairly shallow elevation. So the idea is that we're going to be drilling around the Spitfire and in between these 2 points here. This is an aerial view, again, just showing the topography and the Spitfire in relation to Patterson Lake, as well as the Harpoon discovery. It also shows the original discovery that was made back in 2014, and it shows the Bow discovery that was made in 2015, which is on Patterson Lake. So the idea is to chase the Spitfire conductor. It's this map, it's the magnetics. It's actually the tilt derivative, which kind of highlights the mag highs and lows through color. The pink is a magnetic high, and the blue is magnetic lows. The triangles that we're looking at, those are conductors that have been picked from individual airborne lines, and as we've shown from drilling, they represent graphite, and all the mineralization found to date has been associated with graphite and these conductive picks. Here we're showing where the two main hits were made, 2013, 2014. HK 1306 was one of two holes completed that year, and we hit in mineralization 138 ppmu over 2.3 meters. This looks very much like what we're finding at the Spitfire, where it was within a structure just above the graphitic zone. HK 1409 was 0.32% U3O8 over 6.2 meters. This is, again, a plan map or an aerial view, imagining what the geology looks like at a 200-meter depth. We've projected the geology we found in these drill holes to the 200-meter elevation, and you can see that the mineralization is at a slightly different angle than the graphite. The graphite is striking about 45 degrees here, and the mineralization is 25. This is in keeping with what we've seen again in 2016 drilling. So the 2015 diamond drilling program, our objective there was to do some drilling along that Spitfire conductor, as well as follow up on the hit that we had up here that we're now calling the Hornet Zone, and also test these strong conductors that we had over here on the west. We had more success in 2015 by hitting HK 1527, 2.25% U3O8 over 2.8 meters. The 2016 program, earlier this year, the idea was to follow up on the good Spitfire hits that we had, and as well test some regional targets, and to try to understand the geology, the structure of the area, and figure out what we thought could be an extension of the Spitfire. One of the possibilities included a fold nose where this conductive area was seen to wrap around this mag high. We considered that to be a possible fold. We tested that with several holes. The graphite was there. It was sheared, not a lot of alteration, no radioactivity. Another idea was that the conductor may extend. Through this fault, there may not be movement along it in a lateral direction, and we tested that up here with a hole. We also have the idea that maybe the conductors are offset by the fault, or the conductor is actually weak, maybe due to alteration reflected in the magnetic low, and it carries off in a 25-degree direction, which is the same direction as I noted, as I said earlier, is the direction of mineralization we have found so far in the Spitfire, about 15 to 25 degrees. So our objective, as I said, was to follow up the Spitfire discovery and to test the regional targets. Based on what we've seen in the drilling so far, the hole that looks the most, or the holes now that look the most like the Spitfire, is up here, which is what we're calling the Hornet Zone. That mineralization we found up there, that is actually the best mineralization on the project, beside the one hole over on the Dirksen and the Spitfire itself. Also in 2016, we had our hole 1653, 10.3% over 10 meters. So as I said, we're going to be using 2 drills this season. The first drill is going to be doing definition drilling in the Spitfire to try to build on our good intercept there at the end of the season, and also to chase it to the northeast a bit. And then drill number 2 will be trying to follow that structure into the Maglow and beyond that cross-cutting structure. So again, I'm going to back up to this just for a second. There is almost no drilling in this area. We have to, we're going to have to try to follow this conductor off to the northeast where it takes us, and if we have trouble chasing it, we're going to try to chase the Hornet conductor back down towards the southwest, and hopefully try to connect those two. There is lots of drilling to do in this area. And then again, we're still working fairly close to our claim line to the south. These conductors continue for quite a ways off to the northeast with very little drilling, and still need to be tested. So again, going back to our plan map here, the Hornet Zone is where the square is. What we believe to be the primary shear continues off to the northeast up to what we call the Sabre Zone. The area in between has yet to be tested, and any of the parallel shears, they are also a target. They will also have to be tested at some point as well. I'll pass it back to Chris.
Okay, thanks, Scott. So that gives you a bit of background in terms of where this all came from and why we're drilling, where we're drilling. I think one of the more important things to keep in mind is that second drill in that area south of Hornet that we're going to be drilling into is quite a large area. You could actually fit 4 or 5 arrow deposits within that area. It's about 4 kilometers long, and then it does take off to the north. So we're quite excited about the prospects there. Obviously, our partners who have asked to increase the size of the program this year see a lot of potential here and are quite keen on keeping the heat on us to move this thing forward. So that kind of wraps up this particular segment. I hope that was helpful to everybody. Again, if anybody has any questions, please send us an email, and we'll get right back to you on that, or even give us a call, and we'll make sure that we keep everybody informed on what's going on up there. So that wraps it for today. Thank you very much, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.